Rainollon here. Today is yet again another build showcase, and it's the Ambassador. Today I'm going to show you 3 builds. One is for new players and the other 2 is for Steel Path. So, let us immediately start. Let's start with the new player setup, and the mods I will highly recommend new players to equip on this weapon if you bought it or have it. Is Point Strike for critical chance, Vigilant Ornaments for multi-shot, Split Chamber for multi-shot, you're going to shoot a bunch of projectiles, Striation for increased damage, Cryo Rounds for cold, Malignant Force for Toxin, Toxin and cold. Gives you viral. When you proc viral onto enemies, enemies will take more damage from any source. Shred for fire to punch through, and Vital Sense for critical damage. That's it. Those are the mods. Those are the mods I will highly recommend for you to use. In regular star chart, you're going to have a very easy time with this weapon. And that's it. That's the new player setup. Now I'm going to show you the Steel Path builds. For the second setup, this is the Deadhead setup. The mods I'm using here: Bleed Rounds for critical damage, Vital Sense for critical damage, we have Viral, we have Critical Chance, we have Multi-Shot, we have Prime Shred to fire and punch through, and Galena Zap for Terror Chance and direct damage. If you like the All Fire a lot more, and you want better clear, remove this for Serration. That's it, those are the mods. For the excellent weapon that slot mods I will highly recommend for you to go is Vigilant Supplies to enhance your crits and ammo economy, or you can go Stabilizer to remove weapon recoil entirely. Primary Deadhead is for me personally by far the best in slot. Arcane, 360 increased damage, Headshot multiplier and weapon recoil. With this weapon recoil you remove recoil entirely, and that's quite nice to see. And that's it, that's the Arcane I will recommend. For the stats on the regular shooting, fire rate is very good, magazine size is good, maximum ammo and for pickup is good. Reload is kinda slow, accuracy is very high, automatic, 2.2 punch through thanks to Prime Shred. Rivet disposition is good, critical chance, critical damage, multi-shot is by far the best in slot, and I will remove bladed rounds for it. Critical chance is below average, but critical damage is very high, so you're going to focus on critical chance. Stat chance is okayish, and total damage is sadly below average. Those are the stats on regular firing. The weapon does have the alt fire, so once you press the alternative fire mode button, which is the middle mouse, you can transform it from the regular shooting to the AoE charge system. And the punch through is locked, so Prime Shred punch through doesn't do anything here, but the fire rate still helps. The critical chance is slightly higher, critical damage is exactly the same, stat chance is slightly higher, and total damage is much better. And the total damage is very good, I will say. For direct damage, the weapon does explode in a 6-meter radius, has the exact same stats here, and total damage is slightly weaker than direct hit. And that's it. Those are the stats, the mods, the Arcane, and it's time for me to show you the final setup. For the final setup, this is the Frostbite setup. The mods I'm using here are nearly identical. All the Galena mods are here. Cryo Rounds, Malignant Force, Vital Sense, Prime Shred. I removed Blade Rounds for high voltage, and Malignant Force, which is electricity and toxin, gives you corrosion, and Cryo Rounds gives you cold. That's it. Those are the mods. For the excellent weapon adapted slot mods, I will still recommend between Vigilant Supplies and Stabilizer. For the Arcane, instead of Deadhead, we have primary Frostbite on a cold status effect, which we can proc. We have decent status chance and we have cold. You get 3% critical damage and 2.25% multi-shot for 12 seconds. Stacks up all the way up to 40 times. So that's 120 critical damage and 90% multi-shot, which is a ton of damage. And it isn't half bad at all on this weapon. So that's the Arcane. For the stats, nearly identical. Instead of viral electricity, we have corrosion, cold, and we're going to have much higher critical damage. We're going to have a much higher multi-shot, but our total damage will be, of course, weaker. And that's it. Those are the stats, the mods, the Arcane, and it's time for me to show you these builds against the units. Alright, let's start. I'm going to spawn regular star chart level 40 Arcane middle group dudes. This is the new player setup. No buffs or armor strip. You're going to start shooting in regular star chart if you have this weapon as a new player. And as you can see, you're going to easily delete these guys really fast. I'll fire, transform this thing, shoot, boom. This guy, dead. There you go. Transform it back, shoot this guy, and that's it. That's the new player setup. Now for the Steel Path one. Deadhead, there it is. Spawn level 205, Steel Path units. No buffs or armor strip. Kill the weaker enemies to get Deadhead stacks. Galvanize scope stacks, galvanize chamber stacks, galvanize zap, you know, all the other stuff. And as you can see, the weapon does indeed chunk. Transform this thing. Boom. Oop. if you have a primer weapon or a sentinel that procs a bunch of status effect, this weapon will kind of like Giona's app a lot. But if you don't, we can remove Giona's app for Serration. It's absolutely fine, especially if you like the Hellfire. That's it. That's the Deadhead setup. Now for the Frostbite one, I kind of like this one a lot more. It's more unique. This one you kind of need to use buffs, so I will use Nourish at least. So you're going to get some stacks with Frostbite. Get scope stacks, chamber, app, and you're going to melt these guys, like, really fast. Really, really fast. Hellfire, transform. Boom. Now without Varl, let's do without Varl. Let's see. These guys get one tapped. Let's see, this guy. Okay, 1, 2. Yeah, it's not. It kind of needs Varl. I kind of like the regular shooting more than the ult. I don't like the ult at all. Oof, look at those cold procs. Even without buffs, this thing isn't that bad at all. Alright, that's it. Those are the builds. Now I'm going to show you one of these builds against Steel Path enemies. So I'm going to use the cold setup. So let's start. And we are in. I'm up against the Corrupt Enemies at the Void, Steel Path of course, it's survival. The map's called mod, I'm going to show you this build here. This is the Frostbite setup. I'll use Nourish now. There we go. Oof. It's melting. If these enemies somehow survive a couple of shots and they get frozen, they're completely dead. There we go. I'll fire for the memes, even if I don't like it. I mean, we technically don't have any AoE damage. We have no Serration. We have no Deadhead or any additive damage. It's only critical chance, critical damage, multi-shot, and direct damage. Yeah, I don't like the alt fire at all. If I want to use a AoE weapon, I will not use this weapon as AoE. The AoE is not really that impressive. The direct damage is impressive, but you have to prime enemies if you want to see big numbers. Oh, this guy's frozen. Nourish is back. I do have a Sentinel that procs like nearly 5 status effects. So if I had a Sentinel and it procs a bunch of status effects here, you will see a couple of millions of damage. Oh yeah, the buffs on this weapon are horrible. I think we all know the buffs now. I remember when the developers were like, yeah, we're going to give it a buff. People really like this weapon, and the buffs are like nothing. The maximum ammo isn't that bad at all. 960? That's pretty high. I will still use Vigilance Supplies, because the enhancing your crit is quite good. That's one whole crit tier. Alright, the Acolyte is finally here. Let's see. I will armor strip this guy. No, no drones. That's cheating. No minions. Get the bubble away from me. Oh, he's slow. He doesn't like the cold. Oh, look at that slow-mo dodge. We dank souls. Oh, he survived. Let's finish him off. Ah, boom. There you go. He did. Alright. Now it's time for me to leave. And be right back. And there you go. That's the Ambassador. I'm not a big fan, but I know people like it, so enjoy. Those are the 3 builds. All those builds work. The new player setup, perfect for new players. The 2 Steel Path one, of course, it works. And that's it. Those are the builds. That's the weapon. I hope you enjoy the builds. Thank you yet again, everybody, for watching. Leave a like, sub, and of course, see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.